Hi everyone, it's Neo, and today I'm going to show you how to bake this really cute Princess Peach cake. Of course, the crown on top is not edible, but you can create one and you can use it for everyday purposes if you'd like. As you can probably tell, this tutorial is inspired by the Super Mario Bros. Character Princess Peach, and it's really easy to do, so let's just go ahead and get started. To start off, you're going to need a box cake. If you want to create your cake from scratch, you can. It's just really easy for me to create one from a box. They're really cheap, and all you need are the ingredients and labels on the box and cooked as instructed. You will also need some pans. I found these round pans at the flea market. They're about 4 or 5 inches in diameter, and you will need 2 of them. And of course, you need a crown. I got this one from Target in the Christmas section for about $3. It's not exactly like Princess Peach's crown, but close enough. If you want to make one, you absolutely can. So I'm going to go ahead and just mix the batter as instructed in the box, and I'm going to go ahead and place them in my 2 round pans like so. I didn't fill them all the way up to the top, and you're also going to need some frosting. I'm just using regular frosting that I bought at Kroger's, and I'm going to change the color up a little bit. So I bought pink one, but I need 2 shades of pink. For a darker colored pink, I'm just going to scoop out some of the lighter pink frosting. If you want, you can use white if you can't find pink frosting. Take some red food coloring, and I'm just going to mix it all in until I get a darker shade of pink. I highly recommend you guys taking a small bit of food coloring and mixing it in until you get the color you desire. If you put too much, it's much harder to make the food coloring lighter. So here's my 2 shades of pink, and with the darker shade of pink, I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag to pipette it out. If you have a pipette bag and some nice things to go with it, that's great, but I don't, so I'm just going to use a regular Ziploc bag. I'm just taking a spoon and I'm scooping out some of the frosting into one corner of the bag. I'm going to Ziploc it closed, and you're going to gently move the frosting to one corner of the bag, and if you squeeze it a little bit, it looks like this. I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and cut a small hole, and this will form all the details of my Princess Peach cake. So earlier you guys saw me put my batter into my pans. I went ahead and baked everything like instructed in the box, and this is what it looks like. When I remove everything out of the pan, you can tell that there's a small dome on the top of the cake. That's fine. I'm actually just going to cut this off with a regular knife. Just be careful not to cut yourself, and by cutting off the dome, you can make a really perfect cylinder looking cake. As you can probably tell, my cake is only 2 layers, and to fill my 2 layers, I'm just using regular white frosting. If you want to use a jam like strawberry, grape jam, or anything like that, or even Nutella, you can. I'm just going to put my top layer of the cake on the very top so that the jam or the frosting is in the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and put my first layer of light pink frosting all around my cake. I'm just going to spread it nice and evenly with the regular knife. Try to spend some time making this frosting really look nice. You'll notice that some of the bread crumbs will kind of mix into your frosting, but you really want it to look nice and smooth as much as possible. So after I put on my first layer, what I'm going to do is just take my knife and gently smooth out all of the uneven edges so it looks like a really pretty cylinder cake. So I'm pretty happy with how my cake looks now. And I'm just going to move on to the decoration part. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the darker color pink frosting that I had earlier, and I'm just going to make these really wide half circle decorations on the very top. It kind of looks like Princess Peach's dress where she has these beautiful swoops on the very top. As you can see, I just make a half semicircle and then I just fill it in. For the bottom part of my cake, I formed little tiny balls or pearl looking circles at the very bottom. I think it adds a little bit of color and it looks really nice. Now, if you're using a real cake decorator, you can have all sorts of flowers and things that line the bottom, but since I'm using a Ziploc bag, this will have to do for now. For the finer details, I'm using a toothpick to help smooth everything out. But of course, again, if you're using an actual cake frosting tip, you can have much beautiful and more detailed decorations on your cake. But this is what I have in my household, so I'm just going to make use of what I have. I'm using these really large sprinkles. They're actually for the giant cupcakes, but I'm taking the blue ones and I'm putting them in the corner between the 2 semicircles so it adds some color to my cake. And the last edible decoration I want to add is some yellow stars. So these are some regular star sprinkles that I bought at my local grocery store, and I picked out all the yellow ones to add on to the very bottom rim of my cake. I think it not only adds color, but of course Super Mario Bros. Wouldn't be the same without the star. So this is what the cake looks like when I'm done putting it together. Now let's move on to the non-edible part. So for the crown, I'm going to decorate it. So I'm taking some teal blue polymer clay, and I created these really small round gems. I just smooth everything out with my fingers. I created 8 of these, with one of them being red because my crown has 8 points, but Princess Peach actually only has 4 points on her crown, but I would just count how many points is on your crown and create the amount of gems accordingly. Now with some gold polymer clay, I rolled a long thin snake, and I'm going to wrap this around each of my gems. By adding a gold rim, I think it makes each gem look really delicate and more elegant. So I just remove the excess clay, smooth out everything, and you're pretty much done with your gems. You can go ahead and bake them in the oven about 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. So after baking everything, these are what my gems look like, and to give it some shine, I'm actually going to give it some gloss. I'm using regular nail polish here. If you have polymer clay glaze, you can use that too. I've been using this nail polish for many years and it hasn't really, eaten away any of my clay pieces, so I've just been continuing using it. And I'm just using a regular hot glue gun to hot glue all of my gem pieces onto my crown like so. And that's pretty much how I decorated my crown. If you don't have a crown, you can always make one from scratch. I just thought it was much easier to buy one since I conveniently found one at Target. And of course, since this crown is not edible, you can pretty much use it whenever you want, for your birthday or if you're going to make a cosplay outfit. I think it's super cute and it makes a great gift for any of the fanatics that you have, and of course I think it looks really cute on Little Miss Coconut here. Alright, so you can just go ahead and position your crown on the very top of your cake. I wouldn't press too hard on it, and your cake is pretty much done. Now if this is a birthday cake or you're celebrating an event of some sort, you can always add some candles to the very top. So I picked out some beautiful pink matching candles to go in the very center of my crown, and you can light it up and you'll have a beautiful cake. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to check out my Instagram, Twitter, and other personal YouTube page. Good luck everyone, I hope you have fun creating this. Bye!